This video is going to be a guide for crafting the Abyssal Socket, Mercenary gloves, helm, and boots. These are all very similar crafts, so I'm going to include them in one video. We're using 85 Wyvern Scale gloves, which is the level 84 requirement armor EV base. The glove enchant that gives attack leech requires an armor base. For the helm, we're going to be using I-85 Majestic pelts. Tier 1 flat accuracy is an I-85 mod. The Valor boots are just the level 84 highest evasion base. These can be I-84. To start, we want our bases rare with as many strands as possible. I recommend just buying off the market. These are about 60C. Next, we're going to be using two fossils in the All Flame, the Fractured Fossil and the Hollow Fossil. This will give us a good chance at fracturing an Abyssal Socket.
Wouldn't want to break a fingernail now.
Once you have your fractured Abyssal Socket, for the gloves we're going to be using Zeal Essences in the All Flame to get 18% attack speed.
You've a choice to make.
You're looking for a tier 1 res. Next, on the gloves, we're going to be using a Wild Bristle Matron to get an added crafted meta modifier. This will guarantee to be suffixes cannot be changed if all suffixes are filled. We're going to Veiled Chaos on the gloves. Craft any convert if you have open prefixes. Unveil the gloves. If you don't get % projectile damage, take whatever unveil, remove your crafted mod, and repeat. Once you have your projectile damage, if there is more than one open prefix, use an All Flame Slam to get another prefix. The final mod will be a crafted mod or an All Flame Slam for a defense mod or life. Next, use Eldritch Ichors or Embers to roll your implicits to whatever you like. For mercenaries, any implicits that have conditions such as Pinnacle Boss or Unique Boss, are considered always active. You can use an All Flame Orb of Conflict to raise one mod if you want. This can get very expensive, so it depends on your level of investment.
Good as new. Better, even.
Once you have your implicits done, our final step is to use the Katakohi's Ducat to get the attack leech enchant.
Wouldn't want to break a fingernail now.
The odds for this enchant alone, with only -1 socket, is fairly low, so just continuously take the lowest intangibility offering.
Easy.
To save on sulfur costs, you can settle for a -2 socket with attack leech. Finally, swap any reses on your gloves to fire res. For helmets, we're going to be Harvest Reforging Attack until tier 1 accuracy and at least a tier 2 res. Once you have your accuracy and res suffix done, we're going to use an Eldritch Ember to make Searing Exarch dominant and use Eldritch and Nulls to remove all prefixes. Then, benchcraft a % hybrid life. Next, All Flame Slam 2 prefixes, preferably % evasion or life.
Easy.
Next, if you still have a good amount of strands remaining, remove all crafted mods and all flame unravel.
No need to keep your head down now.
For the final prefix, we're going for crafted, projectiles pierce an additional target. Next, use Eldritch Embers and Ichors until you get the implicits that you want. Finally, use the Harvest bench to swap any reses to fire. For our boots, we're going to use Chaos Res Essences to guarantee Chaos Res in the All Flame, and we're looking for any other tier 1 res.
Good stuff.
After that, we're going to use a Wild Bristle Matron to get suffixes cannot be changed. Next, we're going to use a Veiled Chaos Orb to get a Veiled Prefix mod. Benchcraft mana to block for Unveil. Unveil your boots. We're looking for move speed, onslaught on kill. If you have extra empty prefixes, change your benchcraft to hybrid, life, and all flame slam.
You'll go far in those. Job done.
Next, use Eldritch Ichors and Embers to get the implicits that you want. Once you have the implicits that you want, use the bench to get 3 white sockets. Finally, change your res to fire res.